What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, making their debut on the channel tonight, hope I pronounced this right, we have Uverworld. Yes indeed, how about that? Uverworld making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from David Hages. I hope I pronounced that right. H-E-I-J-S, Hages. Yeah, David wanted to see me react to this song by Uverworld called Nano Second. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second. Yeah, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Jason CKS, all right? And the video has 47,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. A link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Uverworld. I'm assuming that says Nano Second. I hope we're in the right spot here. Look, this is the link I was given. So if this is not the right link, don't blame me. Blame the requester. Because I'm just using the link I was given. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Think there's 6 people in the band. I think I've seen 6. I could be wrong, but it looks like 6. Good sized band. I like that. You're gonna get a nice full sound with a 6-person band in there. Starting off with the sax, that was a nice touch. Did not see that coming at all, but it sounded really good. I kind of hope at some point they're gonna bring the sax back out again, because that was a really nice touch. Easy chordal progression to follow. It's not a hard chordal progression to follow at all, but that's good because it leads to being easy to follow, easy to recognize, easily relatable for people who are not musicians and people who are musicians as well. It makes it very accessible for everybody. It's not so overly complicated that, people without a degree in music are going to get left behind. You know what I mean? Which, some bands are notorious for doing. Not going to mention any names. As far as this song itself goes, it's got a nice feel. It's got a nice groove. Kind of a light sprinkling of pop and EDM in there mixed into the hard rock, which is nice. I like it. It sounds good. It's not overly done. It's not like pop dominated with a little bit of hard rock in there. No. This is hard rock. Absolutely dominating with a little sprinkling of EDM, a little pinch of pop, and there you go. Nothing wrong with that. It sounds good. I got no issue with anything I'm hearing, honestly. Musicianship sounds good. The live show looks incredible. I love what I'm seeing far more than it's funny. I'm loving what I'm seeing far more than what I'm hearing. So that's interesting. Let's keep going. Let's see how this goes. Hey! There's the sax again. Not bad overall. I really don't, I have no complaints. I have nothing but compliments for these guys. Compliments on varying degrees. Some things I kind of liked, some things I really liked, and some things I loved. But there was absolutely no complaints about this whatsoever. Let me get my thoughts together. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything, and I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Uverworld with Nano Second. This was a request from David Hayes. Hope I pronounced that right. H-E-I-J-S. Hayes. Sure, why not? Okay. There's not a ton to talk about, but there's a few things definitely worth mentioning. So let's get to it. Let's start off with the score, and we'll go from there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that overall presentation, I'm going to give that an 8.0. Yep, 8.0. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.0. What does that mean? Well, an 8.0 would translate to a great scale rating, so overall, I think this was a great song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. So there you go, an 8.0, great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. The song itself, the songwriting, it's good. It's solid songwriting. I didn't hear anything that stuck out like a sore thumb. I like how in the they had this nice big intro, and then when it came to the first verse, they brought it way down, like way down, and then it gradually grew and grew and grew and grew into the chorus. Now, when they went to the second verse, they didn't do that. They brought it down slightly, but nowhere near the extent that they brought down the first verse. But they did bring it down just enough to notice, and then when it came up to the chorus again, they kicked it back up again. I like that. It's smart. It's smart usage of dynamics. It's not just copy and paste over and over and over again. There's some diversity, which is nice. The usage of the saxophone, I like it. I really like that. That was a nice touch. Is that saxophone a voice in the band on a regular basis? Like, is that an instrument that is used in every single song, or is that an instrument they pull out just for this one song? I don't know. I've never heard of these guys. I've never seen them before. I've never heard anything from them before. This is my very first encounter with them. So in the comments, let me know, is the sax a common voice in the group? I mean, do we hear the saxophone player all the time in all their songs, or is it just for this one song and that's it? Let me know. I'd like to know. I really hope it's the first. I hope they utilize the sax way more, because number one, the guy that's playing the sax can play. Number two, it fits within the confines of this music. It absolutely works. At first glance, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hesitated at first when I heard the sax. I was like, oh, whoa, what is that? Okay, it's a sax. Interesting. Let's see how it works. And by the time the song was done, I was like, I was sold. I was absolutely sold on it. So I really hope it's a recurring thing. It looks like it's a pretty big band. It looks like it's a 6-member band, maybe more. There might be more people in the back that I just couldn't see. The projection, the projection screen, it was bright at times. So I couldn't even see. At times when you had those far back shots, they were trying to show the whole stage. I could see the lead singer, and that was it. Everybody else was kind of whitewashed in the blinding white light from that Titantron. But it looks like it's a pretty big size band. It looks like they're getting a pretty full sound. I can definitely hear some track usage without question, especially within the vocals. No one else is doing backing vocals. It's just the one vocalist. So obviously track usage is being done, which I've never had a problem with. I've said this many times. I got no problems with bands utilizing backing tracks as long as they're honest about it. You know, now if they had put up a bunch of microphones in front of everybody else in the band and had them lip sync and try to pretend like they're the ones doing all the backing vocals, then I'd be upset. I'd be very upset, especially if we caught them in the lie, because that would be dishonest. I'm not thrilled about that. I've never had a problem with bands utilizing backing tracks as long as they're honest about it. and they say, yeah, we're using backing tracks. Cool. Well, they made it very obvious that they do. The song itself, the songwriting, the progression sounded just fine. It's easy to follow, relatable, memorable, hooky. Yes, all of the things that I just mentioned, all encompassed within this one song. This sounds like it could be a fan favorite song. I don't know if it is or not. It sounds like it's got all the potential to be. Easy to follow along, not overly complex, both from a chordal progression standpoint and from a melodic line standpoint. Very easy to sing along with, as we heard while the crowd was singing it. But a lot of opportunities for hooks, which they have in spades, and anthemic to a degree. That it has anthemic feels within there. It definitely has anthemic characterizations, but I don't know if I would go as far as say like it's a call to arms, but it's definitely got that anthemic feel going for it, which is nice, especially in a live setting. You want songs like this, especially in a band like this where you got a hard rock band with a little bit of pop and a little bit of EDM stuck in there too. I got no issue with it whatsoever. The song on its own, I would honestly give about a 7.2, 7.3, somewhere in there. But I'm giving this an 8.0. So why is that? Well, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know what I'm going to say, or at least you think you do. You think you know what I'm going to say, and to some extent you're right. But oh, what the hell? Say it with me, kids.
Sing it out one time.
A live show can help your score, or it can hurt your score. In this case, it helped, but not in the necessary way that you might think. Let's go down the checklist first, and then we'll go from there. I think once we go down the checklist, I think it'll be very clear what I mean by that. Stage presence, check. Yeah, they look like stage performers. They look like they were up there ready to rock out and put on a good show. They look like performers. They act like performers. Got no problem with it. Stage presence is a big check. Stage energy, I'm going to give it a check. I am going to give it a check, but I'm going to give it a check for the lead vocalist. He was the one really doing all the stage energy. Everybody else in the band got up on an ego block. Like right at the very beginning of the song, they all jumped up on their ego blocks and they stayed on those ego blocks the entire time. Now, while they were on their ego blocks, they were rocking out as much as they could while staying on an ego block. They didn't move their feet at all, really. They once they planted their feet on their ego blocks, they stayed there. Their upper body may have been moving around, but the lower body absolutely was not. But the lead vocalist was really taking it upon himself to put out a ton of stage energy. So I am going to give it the check. So there you go. Stage interaction. Okay, unfortunately, we didn't have any. Zero, zilch, nada, none. None that I could see during the course of the entire video. Now, maybe there was stage interaction going on and the camera just didn't catch it. It's very possible, but I have to base my evaluation of my score based on what I saw and what I heard. And I did not see any stage interaction whatsoever. None of the members of the band were interacting with each other. So unfortunately, stage interaction, big fat 0. Crowd interaction, check. Big check. Lead vocalist, again, taking it upon himself to really interact with the crowd, lead the charge, get the crowd to do the vocalizations where they wanted them to do it, and really led them when they did do it. I will say, I did see other members of the band do things like, pump their fists in the air when they got to those parts. I absolutely will count that as crowd interaction. Absolutely. It's meant to engage with the crowd. I count that. So yes, while they may not have any stage interaction, they do have a lot of crowd interaction. And to me, that's the most important. Showmanship, yeah, they definitely got the showmanship. Lead vocals put on a tremendous show. And before members of the band got up on the ego blocks, I saw a couple of the guys doing the big knee-high jumps and, putting on some big exaggerated motions before they got up on the ego block. So I'll count that as well for showmanship, absolutely. Taking all these things into account, I would bump it up from like 7.2, 7.3 up to about, I'd say about a 7.7. That sounds good. So wait a minute, but I'm giving him an 8.0. What am I missing? Oh, that's right. Production. Holy cow. their production was ridiculous. The light show was really well designed. The utilization of the Titantrons were huge, man, humongous. They were very eye-catching. They were very striking. Might want to watch the whites, boy. When the whites came up on those Titantrons, they were blinding. So maybe I don't know, maybe turn the brightness just a tad. Wouldn't hurt. But I mean, on top of that, they got the pyro, they got the lasers, they got, I mean, you name it, they've got it. And it was fun to watch, man. They really put a lot of thought and effort and money into their production, and it showed and it paid off. So yeah, I mean, it was so well done. I have no choice but to bump up their score a little bit. I've always said this about production, it's bonus points. You know, unless you're a production-based band, then your production better be on point. And if there's a production-based band out there that does production like these guys do, they got nothing to worry about, because these guys knock their production out of the park. So yeah, that's how we ended up at the 8.0 was their production. I was really impressed with it. So yeah, an 8.0 for an overall presentation. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got an 8.0, which is a great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.